Episode 176. The Slaphead of our podcast. I haven't quite started yet. Wait a minute. We're live on YouTube.
Health, fitness, and fighting with
Boom! So number 176 of the Slaphead of our podcast.
Slaphead? Big fucker.
Huh?
Just explaining the name.
Huh?
About 4 people while I was explaining how to be why it's called Slaphead in the Giraffe. And I was like, well, I'm
Clearly
giving
haven't met me
half. Yeah, and I'm giving half of it away, really, am I? By like you're looking at me. I'm like, bald head. It's like, why is it called Slaphead for a start?
You could be so insulting. You could be like, slap it in the cunt, we'll get flagged on YouTube.
Yes.
So Darren, everyone wants to know what we think of the UFC. We've got to start there.
Got to start there, okay.
I think. Oh, yeah. I owe you money because
No, you don't. No, we're quits.
Oh, we're even. Oh, it's double or nothing.
I owed you a tenner,
awesome.
didn't I? Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
You've saved money.
Very
Right
good.
away. Yeah.
You've got a peanut head. Thank you.
Nicely tanned head.
Nicely tanned head.
We'll get onto that later. Yeah. What I will say is I was almost bang on. It's got to be said. He gets taken down in a minute and mauled. He gets taken down again and mauled. I think I've got to say
he didn't get mauled. You got to give him that first round. He got taken down and held now.
What I've got to say is this is a disclaimer. I haven't watched it on a TV yet, so I literally, because I was in Spain, I watched it in a lobby on my phone with 2 other people around me.
Okay.
So I watched it with Jamie and Penny.
Okay.
And although we weren't talking much,
watch it with, but yeah.
although we weren't talking much, you couldn't hear the comms, and the picture was good, but it was obviously I was watching it at 9 o'clock the next morning. So my excuse is I still haven't found time to actually watch it on the TV.
Let's break this into sections. Let's talk about the fight first, and then the antics around it and after it. So
and me getting it almost bang on.
And you getting it bang. So first thing, picking a favourite. Don't be too pleased with yourself.
No, it's not picking a favourite. I backed at 10-1. Khabib to win by rear naked choke.
Online, you bet.
Yeah, 10-1.
It wasn't a rear naked choke. It's the neck crank.
It was called a rear naked choke by Buffer.
Fucking lucky, ain't you?
I must admit, I called at the time as well. That don't look like it's under the chin. But
not a rear naked choke. Just like to put that out there for our listeners.
Yeah, but I said he'll roll over and he'll give him his neck. You've got to be honest.
Wow. You used to rolling over and presenting yourself. It's a man with experience right there.
We'll get onto Spain in a bit, shall we?
So, my first things.
Yeah. I'm just going to ask one question. Is it still the same YouTube link? Because I'll tweet it as the last time. Or will it have a separate
same channel? It's probably a different link. It's a different video.
Okay.
So
well, fuck it, they can find it themselves then. Which means they won't find it because we're not
You should
live.
be subscribed to my channel, surely.
Don't we do YouTube? I'm very terrible at
subscribe for my numbers because I've got to get 1,000 so I can monetize it. So I mean, because I want to be popular.
Yeah, how do I find it?
I'll find it. So yeah, my first takeaway was that I thought ring rust is real. I'd say Conor looked a little bit off.
Yeah, so shit wrestling and whatever who's real.
Oh, playing my own video.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Great start. Great start. Yeah, okay, I'll plug this then.
I clearly can't multitask. You've got to sign into a Google account.
Ring rust is real, as is bad wrestling when compared to.
Yeah, well, the thing is, right? You could, if you went, Chris, I'm challenging you to a jiu-jitsu match, right?
Yeah.
You were like, you could go to America and you could train with the best jiu-jitsu people in the world for 3 months or whatever it is.
I did say this. I did say this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you're still, but you might, but then, I would say, I thought what you would see. Do you know, Wonderboy doesn't have good wrestling.
Yeah.
Right? No one's arguing this fact. No one takes him down, or rarely is he taken down.
Yeah.
Because his footwork is so good. And what he does, he always stays away from the cage, right?
Yeah.
Constantly circles. And he gets booed for it, right? It's not exciting because if you commit to a punch, you plant your feet, you're stationary for a moment in time.
Yeah.
Right? So I thought either Conor would go out and start him.
Yeah.
Or which I think was Conor's plan, which is why he committed to these punches very early on and got taken down. He did stuff a few takedowns. You got to give him credit.
Yeah.
He didn't look completely terrible.
Yeah.
But I think the strategy was wrong. I think I think we've all been there as well. I've been there.
Yeah.
Where you have this very confident bias, and you go, "I'm going to go and start him in a minute or whatever."
Yeah.
Whereas the strategy, I think, would have been to be on his bike for 3 rounds, and not commit to anything and just jab and move, jab and move, jab and move.
Yeah.
And then when Khabib got frustrated, try and land some big counters because he's a counter fighter. But like his strategy seemed just wrong. The way he was striking wasn't to avoid takedowns, but he was also so scared of takedowns.
Yeah.
That's live.
Look at that.
Live.
It shows I've just subscribed. Copy link.
Yeah, feedback. Can you stop them?
Off. Right. Yeah, it's just so I can get the link.
Sorry.
Yeah. It wasn't. Yeah. The trouble is.
And he's the first guy to beat Khabib for a round ever. He won a round.
Yeah.
The stats came out.
Yeah.
Huh?
Probably should have stopped the round before.
Yeah, the round, got away with it.
Yeah.
And
the trouble is,
everyone's ignored that Conor cheated a lot.
I did see that. Yeah.
He grabbed the shorts inside the gloves, feet in the cage.
Yes.
And I was a bit, it's hard to be a Conor fan at the moment, but
yeah. Has anyone ever stopped Khabib's takedown in the first round though? There would be a stat that would be interested.
No, this is why he's never lost a round, because when he gets tagged, he takes you down.
Yeah.
But Conor won that round because he had footwork and wasn't overly committing, was touching him up a little bit. He landed a few shots.
Yeah.
So he did win that round. And that was what the strategy should have been from the beginning. But I think Conor believes his own hype. And like we all believe, I believed it. I bet on it, right? But that he could touch him and touch him death and all this stuff.
He got knocked down.
This is that's the classic thing. If you showed Stuart your boxing coach that, right, he would say that's a shit punch.
Yeah.
Because what it is you fake the single, which Khabib is so good at. Conor's so scared of that takedown. He drops his hands and moves his leg, and he's coming with the overhand right. I mean, Dan Henderson, Chuck Liddell, it's a classic MMA move that you don't see in other martial arts because you've got to have the fear of the takedown. But everyone's shitting on the idea of a rematch. I don't think it's a terrible idea.
I think it's a fucking terrible idea.
Why?
Because he was destroyed. Because it probably, if it had been stopped when, in my mind, and I'll say again, I only watched it on the phone. In my mind, it should have been stopped in round 2, and I think most fights would have been stopped in round 2. There wouldn't have been any talk of a rematch. I just think he was just destroyed. I think.
You don't think it was strategically wrong? Because I watched fight again, listened to Conor's corner between rounds, and they're like, stay in the black line. So you've got the black line, the smaller.
Yeah. So
basically, Khabib gets all his takedowns off the cage. He strings attacks together on the cage. Not all,
but then he still runs a double and runs him into the cage.
Yeah. So if you've got space, you can turn, you can sprawl, you can defend. If you hit the cage, 9 times out of 10, Khabib takes you down, and then to get back to your feet and you're against the cage, you've got no space to work jiu-jitsu. Conor's got good jiu-jitsu. You've got no space to work it because your back is against the cage, your neck is crunched up. So you end up doing wall walking. Khabib is probably the best guy that's ever lived at fucking with people at wall walking, because you've got 2 things you'd have to do. You have to get your feet underneath you, where he wraps both your legs with his legs. So then all you've got left is to post on your hand. And then Khabib reaches around your back, holds your wrist, and then smashes you with ground and pound.
Tell you what, change it up, right? Imagine Conor McGregor was Anthony Pettis, right? So take the name Conor McGregor out of the equation.
Yeah. The
challenger, Anthony Pettis, gets mauled for 3 rounds out of 4, wins 1 round.
Yeah.
Why does he deserve an immediate rematch?
Okay, so let's say Anthony Pettis comes in and he's had a 2-year layoff.
Yep.
He's been doing all the coke in the world, so he's a bit rusty.
Yeah.
Right. He's got an open relationship, famously, apparently now. So he's been shagging half the planet. He's got some STDs that he's fighting. Right. You've got to give the guy a break. You got to give
Poor old Anthony, I like him. He's one of my favourite fighters. Yeah.
But
it just makes if it isn't Conor McGregor, it makes no sense whatsoever. And what I will say is, I didn't back McGregor in this fight at 6-4. If there's an immediate rematch, I would not back McGregor at 5-2.
See, I
twice
think
the odds.
I think Conor's a true competitor. We saw that with the Diaz rematch.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I think he's done enough in the sport, and it's interesting enough, and there's enough money that you could give him a rematch. And I think Conor would go away, train differently. And I listened to, do you listen to Kavanagh and Rogan?
No.
So he said that they focused their whole camp on basically anti-wrestling. You know, they brought in these Russians and paid them to be like Khabib and whatever.
Yeah.
But they suddenly, you know, he said he saw in the fight that Conor's striking just wasn't where it should be or where it's been in the past.
Yeah.
And he thinks that, you know, they spent too much time wrestling. And like, even wrestling, you're using different energy systems, right? It's a, you know, holding someone with your arms is kind of isometric exercise. Whereas throwing left hooks is a plyometric, explosive exercise. If you do too much wrestling, it can stop you being as explosive a boxer. And then obviously, you know, you're just focused on the wrong thing. And we've all seen those videos of Conor out partying and jumping the cage, and he's clearly
drunk at the press conference.
Drunk press conferences.
Yeah, it seems
It's so alarming.
The one when there was no. Well, he was drinking whiskey, allegedly. You know, you never know. It might not have been whiskey, mate.
I mean, the smart thing is that he wants to promote his brand and make money. Awesome, right? Make some tea, put it in the bottle.
Yeah, it might have been.
Look like you're down in it. Wind everyone up.
Yeah, he might have done that. Yeah. You know what? How about, right? And this is like playing devil's advocate. Do you reckon in 5 years' time we will look back and we'll see Conor McGregor as the current men's Ronda Rousey?
No.
Where he was amazingly good at one thing.
No, because Ronda lost and never looked the same, right? She lost, wouldn't talk to the press. Blah,
take that away. The actual skills level.
But he already lost early in his career. Ronda never lost, right?
Yeah.
And then she lost. She couldn't handle it. She was like mentally. I'm not criticism because I'm sure it'd be the same, but mentally way weaker than Conor.
Yeah.
Whereas he lost to Nate the wrong part. Shit. He won again. He's like, it's exactly the same. And come back and won.
Yeah,
like,
fair enough. Yeah.
I think, you know, there's a chance now that maybe it's the silk sheet thing. I'm like, and there's a chance now that, you know, maybe Conor, if he fights again, loses another one, that it disappears. But I still think he'd be remembered as one of the greats.
See, I think
not the GOAT, but
I think there's 3 fights for him. Choice of 3 fights. He either fights Khabib again, in which case he loses. He either fights Tony Ferguson, in which case he loses, or he fights Nate Diaz, in which case he wins. And
not necessarily, but yeah. I know.
And he's then 3-2. Either way, he's either at the moment he's 2-2 in his last 4. I just think I think he was outclassed. I thought he would be outclassed, you know, without giving it Billy Big bollocks. I was like, he's going to give up his neck. He's going to do it in round 2. I got the round wrong, but he's going to be mauled. He's going to be outclassed.
The underhook, which meant that Khabib could behind him.
Yeah, I don't see. I think there's 2 things as well. Conor didn't promote this. He didn't do all the Conor stuff. I think if he'd done all the Conor stuff, I'd probably bought into it a bit more. But he gave it everything. He refused to do this, that, and the other. He wasn't giving it everything, which made me kind of not buy it. I still wanted to watch the fight, but I wasn't as bought in as I was the Aldo.
See, this is why I think the rematch is good, because I think Conor believed his own hype. You know, according to his coach, who's obviously, he's not going to say that Conor didn't train hard enough or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like Conor works harder than anyone, but that's not complete dedication. Complete dedication is, you know, you want to go out and do coke with your mates and whatever and shout at Mark Goddard, and you don't. You want to be, you know, you go to bed early, you do everything else. It's not just being in the gym. I'm sure he works as hard as anyone. And Kavanagh was like, you know, this guy's a multi-millionaire. He's in the gym every day. Yeah. Right? He's always training. And I'm sure he is, but there's so much to being a professional athlete. There's more to it. But I think hopefully this loss will like light a fire on him. Get the rematch, because it will. It'll be the biggest fight in history by so far. Who's gonna?
Well, I think the stuff.
I think Tony Ferguson deserves it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Thing is, I'm like saying what I want to see, because it's a fan-led sport. My honest thing is that I wish it wasn't a fan-led sport.
Yeah.
I wish it was a rankings-led sport. You know, we watched not we, right? You watch the Premier League or the Champions League, right? The tournament.
Yeah.
The two teams that win play each other, right?
Yeah.
World Cup. You're not like, Brazil and whoever, Germany, the most
Brazil
popular.
are unlucky, so let's put them back in.
Yeah. It's like, they had a bad day.
Yeah.
And so I wish this sport was so legit that it was just the best guy fights the best guy. And that's how it used to be.
Yeah.
And that was when it was all, you had to be a hardcore fan. It was hard to find. You had to have Satanta TV, weird channel.
Yeah.
And it was all like weird podcasts and forums and stuff.
Yeah.
I miss those days, man. Do you know, I'm sorry if some of these people listen to this podcast, but I got annoyed on Sunday. I had like 7 or 8 different messages from people that like wanted my like breakdown and opinion, and they don't fucking know anything.
Yeah.
They're like, could he use a chair? I'm like, what the fuck they're like, could he have broken his spine with that move? No.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? And then I'm like, no, and they're like, explain why. I'm like, having these conversations with people that know nothing about MMA.
Yeah.
I like it when it's these little underground things like me and you.
Yeah.
Like the first time I met you, it's like, we both know this sort of shit. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And now everyone's got an opinion. And it's like, it used to be you are either a super hardcore fan or you trained. And it was so fun.
I think what will make perfect
sold
sense, I don't expect it to happen, but I think what makes perfect sense is you've basically got 2 semi-finals now. Conor fights Nate. The winner fights the winner of Khabib and Ferguson. That would make sense on rankings and on paper.
Yeah, I like that.
It probably won't happen because, but that would make perfect sense for everyone involved. And you know what would be really weird? If Conor fights Nate in about 6 weeks' time or whenever it is, because Poirier's out. You just wouldn't put that past him, would you?
No, it's Lewis Cormier, isn't it? Or was that a different card?
That's the same card, but at the moment, Poirier is out, isn't he? Poirier's out of the Nate fight. So Nate's on the card without an opponent.
But it's Derek Lewis versus Daniel Cormier is the main event.
That's the main event, yeah. But Conor reckons he's offered notice for Daniel and Max Holloway and got turned down on it. He said on that interview with Mac Life, "What, you wouldn't put it past him, would you?" Saying, "I'll tell you what, I'll take Nate on, and we'll just, I'll just step in, and then if I win, then I'll make, you could." It's interesting. I think moving on to the next part, the annoyance is 80% of people who have spoken to me about it, at least, have all said they've immediately cut to the after effects.
Like, I understand people lose their cool, and supposedly now it's come out that Khabib's manager was getting into a fight with Dylan Dennis.
Right.
And it looked like Dylan Dennis has attacked Khabib's manager.
The stuff that Dylan Dennis said on TMZ,
so he said,
I didn't hear what he said, but
I don't know. But supposedly he's shouting racial slurs during the fight.
Right.
Religious Islamophobia.
Yeah.
And as we know, Khabib kind of listens to what's going on around him.
Yeah.
So he's heard this guy shout whatever during the fight. A lot of people seem to corroborate this, been saying a lot of shit. He's won, so this big release of emotion, and then he turns around and he sees Dylan Dennis attacking his manager.
Right.
And he's jumped out of the cage and attacked the guy, and it's, like, if I saw someone attacking you, I'm diving in with a fucking flying eagle kick as well. Like,
yeah.
Your mates and stuff,
yeah.
and all this like, it's Conor shouldn't have talked all this shit before and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of have two minds about it, right? I'm like, Conor's job is to sell the fight.
Yeah.
Right. Conor's job, he is a professional prize fighter. Right. Yeah. So the way you judge how good a prize fighter is how much money he makes. Right. And Conor's made $150 million in his career, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So he's good at it, right? And that's your job if you're a prize fighter. It's the promotion's job to present the sport in the right way.
Yeah.
And what have they done? They've done nothing to discipline Conor, right? They used the fucking footage in the promo.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You got Colby Covington and everyone else.
Mm.
And I miss those days where you used to have this wonderful thing where somebody would be like, oh, MMA is this violent, it's like human cops fighting.
Yeah.
And then they'd watch a few fights and get into it.
Mm.
And they'd be like, well, these guys are martial artists.
Yeah.
Right? You'd see like Randy Couture after a fight. Well, or like Machida, Bow.
Yeah.
Or like Anderson Silva always like knelt down in front of his opponents and stuff. And it was like you had this, okay, it's an incredibly violent sport. But it was almost made the camaraderie between fighters even more because you both got through the same thing, the same fear and the same, like, I've had nothing but I always want to, like, I've shouted at people after a fight before, but generally all I've wanted to do was like hug them and be like, shit, I'm so glad that's over. Like, you know, we've been through the same shit, the same fear, the same, like, you got so much in common. And the problem is now, right, if I opened so I teach martial arts, if I opened a boxing class, and I started handing out flyers for a kids' boxing class.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to be put off going, because all they've seen is Floyd Mayweather, like, slapping women or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, Tyson Fury talking the biggest shit in the world. And Deontay wasn't too bad, but, and people throwing chairs at press conferences and all this shit, right? And there's just, all right, it sells that fight, but it makes the sport look bad.
Yeah.
It makes the next generation of people be put off. It makes, you know, it polarizes the sport. It's like you either love it or hate it, and then it loses something because of that. And, you know,
the only trouble is, unfortunately, we're in that era now. We're now in the era, and it's not necessarily, I know a lot of people blame the UFC and they blame Dana White and whatever, but if you go back 10 years, to use the American pronunciation of them, TMZ didn't give a wank about MMA. And now,
it's big news.
they are now part of the, you know, they're part of the reporting. And unfortunately, when people like them report on stuff, it then gets into the entertainment side of psyche. It gets into your people who watch Real Housewives of whatever the fuck, because TMZ is reporting about what some fucking housewife in Brooklyn or wherever it is might have done. But they're also reporting on the celebrity side of that. Talking of which, they said Conor's teammate Dylan Dennis called Khabib a fucking Muslim rat at fight, which is why he jumped the cage, that's according to TMZ. But yeah, I think it's a bit.
I think it's just sad. Do you know, it used to be the UFC, before being sold, they made weird business decisions where they wouldn't look after fighters.
Yeah.
So you'd have some like up and coming young monster, and they'd throw him in with someone top 10.
Yeah.
And then the guy might lose, and then they'd be like the press and whatever would be like, oh, it was too much too soon and blah blah blah. But it's like no, it's not about the fighters.
Yeah.
It's about the show. It's about the brand, right? People didn't tune in to watch a pay-per-view to watch the Conor McGregor show. They tuned in to watch the UFC, right? And it was always the brand. That was the of it. Like, it was frustrating as fans sometimes, because it's like, why are you giving, you know, that's a terrible, why are you giving Paul Daly Josh Koscheck, this wrestler?
Yeah.
Right? It's the worst matchup possible for him. But you're like, because he's number 4, he's number 3, they got to fight each other, right? Like you would in a football game or in Premier League or whatever. You're not like, oh no, that team doesn't match up with this team, so we won't have it.
Yeah.
And that was good. And I'm a fan, so I'm not, here's a criticism, fuck it anyway. But so it's Conor McGregor's fault, or it's the era of Conor McGregor's fault mixed with the company going private. And
it's also the era of them allowing him to do what he wants to do. You know, he's done what he wants, and then he still gets the biggest fight in history.
Yeah.
Now, when Paul Daly fucked up to a minor degree,
cut
in relationship, you know, he's cut.
You make the sport look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the two mates fight again. Now, what did they do that was that much worse than Conor throwing a fucking doll in, wrecking a card, you know, and getting people, you know,
not famous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So unfortunately, they brought all that on themselves, haven't they? You know, by allowing that. It's almost like going back to use football analogy. When Arsene Wenger was at Arsenal, his one thing is no player is bigger than the club.
Yeah.
And if a player gets bigger than the club, we get fucking sold to someone else, and we'll make a load of money out of it. And unfortunately, Conor McGregor's bigger than the UFC, or he certainly was.
Well, there's other things as well. It's like, Bellator is. They're nowhere near as big, but they're legit rivals in what they pay the fighters.
Yeah.
So if you kick out Khabib or Conor or anyone else, they've got somewhere to go.
But the thing is, you don't kick them out, do you? You just
fight
them. You don't fight them. You
fuck
know,
you, bench, do you?
Yeah, we had Elias on the podcast.
But you can bench Conor forever. Doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
right? It just fuck you.
Well, he does. That's the thing.
Yeah, but then all the shareholders that want returns on their money are like, why are we not using our biggest asset?
But then you bench him forever, and then you give him a horrific matchup, and you just say, well, this is what he's got.
He's got a horrific matchup.
Yeah. But we had Elias on, and he basically said to us that because they said to him, would you fight? Will you take this fight in 6 weeks' time? And he said, no, I've got a knee injury. He didn't fight again for a year. You know, people are like, oh, when are you going to fight? And he was always saying on Twitter, I'll fight anytime, it's out of my hands. And they basically benched him for a year.
Well, they're like that with the guys that aren't headlining pay.
Yeah, when they can get away with it.
But as soon as the John Jones and whoever, you've got some leverage.
Yeah.
They're going to make they just announced John Gustafsson again, main event again.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many times can a guy fuck up? Like, the
DC's been stripped. That's unbelievable.
And DC, the nicest guy. Wow, they gave him Derek Lewis. Fucking that's basically like, here's a big old check. Well done, buddy.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, it's got to be such a favourite.
I've got a theory, by the way, while they're giving him Derek Lewis.
I
reckon, have you heard that nowadays when fighters piss hot, it doesn't get announced until it's confirmed?
Yeah.
I reckon Brock's pissed hot already.
You think so?
I reckon. There's no talk about that fight whatsoever now. And all of a sudden,
or
DC's next
health
fight,
problems or whatever else.
More likely he's pissed hot, isn't it? Let's be honest. But all of a sudden, DC was like, right, John Jones, awesome. However, my next fight is Brock. I want the money fight. I'm going to take the money. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And now, all of a sudden, it's like, Derek Lewis is 5-1 in that fight. And I could not back him at 5-1 with a Villa fan's money.
It's just not heavyweight luck.
Yeah.
He's got that power.
Yeah.
He definitely hits like a truck. But I can't. I think Cormier watched that. And it was basically Lewis getting beaten up for 3 rounds. Cardio looked terrible. His back still looked bad.
Yeah.
At the end, he was like, "Oh, I'm too out of shape.
I'm not ready." Yeah, exactly.
Start the fight, and they're like, "Look, you get your Champions deal, so you get your pay per view, whatever. It's gonna be $2 million.
Yeah.
Do you want to fight that guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck yeah." And then John Jones 3.
Certainly. Yeah. Well, certainly, they're already talking about March, aren't they?
But then John's got to be Gus. Yeah, John Jones. It is hard to be a John Jones fan. No, I'm not a John Jones fan. Fuck that guy. This is cheap. All this, everyone's like coming out, and even Sharp and all these guys are like, no, it's been proven now. It's all in the supplements and blah blah blah. So what about the 50 fucking teammates of his that say that he hides from USADA and all this shit? And then he's clearly not afraid of drugs. Let's be honest.
And also, again, that is exactly the same as he goes off on the suspension or whatever, and then he comes back to a main event. And you're getting people who either miss weight who come back to a main event. Not only is he coming back to a main event, why does a fucking pay-per-view main event need to be a title fight? What does that do to deserve a title fight?
That's just another 4 ages either. You could make it a fight.
Yeah.
5-round main event.
I think I read today that John Jones has fought 4 times in 5 years. Gustafsson's fought 5 times in 5 years. And they're fighting for a title. And this is why, when I do my wacky bets at the beginning of the year about who's going to be heavyweight champion, this is why you put these weird ones out there, because I'm not saying it's going to happen by a million miles, but you could have easily backed Derek Lewis at 25-1 and he's top 5. Heavyweights beat heavyweights.
Yeah, punch his chance.
Yeah. But it's going back to the Conor thing for a second. I have my other theory about why he didn't win or why he didn't perform. Like you say, ring rust. I've got another theory. He looked tired.
Yeah, he did look tired.
I wonder what the fuck he's been sleeping on. Because
you're party,
you can go to bed before midnight.
And if you have an open relationship, you want to.
I don't know about that bit, but but you need your 8 hours, don't you? And if you come in and you've had a big night, however you've had a big night, whatever that may be, you need your 8 hours.
9 would be nice.
9 would be awesome. But you don't need to lie in bed and roll over and not be able to get sleep because you've got bloody springs sticking up your ass and you roll over and it's what's just prodded me in the ear? Do you? Any advice for him?
No. No, I'd say well, the mattress I use
Yeah.
after a night of coke and whores.
No.
Sorry, not on the mattress. As soon as I get home and I just need a good night's rest.
No.
Is
Contracts.
I use a Lisa mattress.
Oh, do you?
I do. It is the best. It's the
Yeah.
you know, it's
And you have been for 15 years. But
yeah. Put the kids to bed.
Yeah.
Nice early night.
Yeah.
I read a book.
Yeah.
And go to bed 10
Yes.
on my Lisa mattress.
Yeah.
And it's like laying on a cloud that soothes you to sleep.
Do you think he might, if he had one?
I sometimes hear a harp. It might be my imagination, but I can hear a harp just ding, 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 playing in the background. It's that comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Heavenly.
Yeah. So he's obviously not short of a quid or two, but I'm sure he'd still appreciate an 80 quid discount. He'll buy you a bottle of proper whatever it's called whiskey, if nothing else.
Proper 12.
Yeah. If he goes to Lisa, leesa.co.uk/giraffe,
I would have bought a bottle. I'm such a fanboy, but totally out at the moment.
he could get £80 off. Lisa, leesa.co.uk/giraffe.
It's probably enough money for like a How to Wrestle DVD or something.
Well, the other thing is, this is a little bit off, away from where you're expecting me to go with this one, but maybe he fucked up and he had like, I don't know, some Lynx shower gel and like it just stung or something.
Ooh.
You know, say you get like a slight cut or something, you put some Lynx on it. Or
Ooh.
some of that, you know, the mint tea tree.
It's like rubbing in lemon, that is.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we'll get onto this in a minute. I've been pushing, you know, swinging fists with the greatest over the weekend, you know. Double leg takedown, mounted ground and pound by the one and only One Punch Pickett.
You whinge about sparring with me.
Yeah.
You whinge about me.
Yeah.
They abused you.
They did abuse me. And
I was looking at flights. I was going to come over and fuck them up. Sadly, I didn't care.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. On the plus side, Brad gave me some Vigor 8.
Ooh.
So VIGOUR number 8 official on Twitter. VIGOUR number 8.com. Antifungal bacterial viral premium sports body wash.
Nice.
Yeah, straight basically Brad's big part of the company gave me and a few others some Vigor 8 and said, don't fuck it. So Brad, we'll get onto it, but Brad basically finished the round, 2.5 minute round with Brad. He finished the round with a double leg takedown.
It makes you look tall.
I was quite good with that, actually. Finished the round with a double leg, mounted me, a little bit of ground and pound. I got up, there was sand all over my back. He was like, mate, wash it off with this. Vigor 8. Vigor8.com. Get yourself on there, order some. Antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral. They're not even paying me for this. Brad was just such a good guy.
It's a good product.
Yeah.
You're pleased with it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, you know, you are the king of the commentary, is what we now like to call you.
Well, I feel like maybe that's slightly overselling it, but yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I got an ego.
So I'm just going to give you a couple of lots of 30 seconds to talk me through.
Okay, well,
So the first 30 seconds of me sparring, I say sparring with a very loose word.
do you want me to actually do the
I
full...
want you to do comms.
Okay.
Comms of me with Lukey B.
All right.
Right, so I'm 5'7" at a push.
Could I hold it up to the camera on there?
Yeah, sure,
Maybe
yeah.
bodged, but-
Yeah, go on. It's a 1 minute 53 one there. Right.
All right.
So hit it at the spot. That's it. Right,
153, right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that way up, is it?
Yeah. So let's turn it up.
So,
Come on then.
this is Skeletal versus Midget.
Oh, it's terrible. Here, go on.
There we go. There we go.
Oh,
Oh, Luke Barnett looking horribly out of shape. You look good though, Darren.
I do
Look
look
at
good.
that. Muscular
I do look good.
physique.
I'll show you another picture later.
So, Darren coming out southpaw. Interesting. So,
Yeah, I tried to fuck him up.
Luke is trying to switch it up a little bit.
We're meant to be boxing as well, no kicks.
Ah, that's fine. See, what you're missing is giant arms.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Luke Barnett is just working you up, to be honest.
Yeah, massively.
Your completely predictable jab cross foot, like
Yes.
1-2.
Doesn't help.
Now
does
he's
it?
baiting you with his giant head.
Arms behind his back.
Yeah. A little bit of head movement. He's gone southpaw. He's orthodox.
Yeah, I didn't notice either then.
Didn't even care.
Tuck me up here. There's an uppercut coming on in a minute.
Good. See what Darren used to do.
Oh, spinning back kick to me.
Just tap out and buy an ice cream.
Yeah. Now he starts tagging me more. That bit was tricky when he just leant back and I didn't actually do anything.
He is a giant, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh. Makes me so happy. You don't look too bad, Darren. I got to give credit. Footwork's good.
Credit to Stuart, I think.
Moving well. Oh,
yeah. And this is on sand.
Yeah.
I've got to say.
Heavy footwork on sand.
Yeah.
Luke's looking out of shape. Oh, completely taking the piss out of you now.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah.
He's now
going down onto one knee, and this is where I've realised I fucked up.
Him on one knee is the same height as you.
So I clinched up
him
with
a big old whizzer,
like,
and he's judo throwing you in the hammer fisted you. See, if you got the underhook, it's got to be a power underhook. You've got to drive the arm through, get a little bit deeper.
So that was that, right? But
that was shit commentating. I've got distracted.
Yeah. This is now I want to let you know if you would let me do this to you. Right? So Luke's holding pads for me.
Yeah.
And then he says, go on, have a go.
He's letting me hit him.
Would you let me do this? You know my power, don't you?
Yeah.
You sure? Check he's all right halfway through. You watch his right arm drop now. Watch his arm. Starts blocking me.
Oh, it's getting hurt.
Yeah.
You're right's digging. You're right's digging.
And then he stopped and he pushed away like that. And I went, you dropped your arm. He went, yeah, fucking hurt. That's why.
We can do it. We'll do it on the next episode. Bonus. We'll test it.
What, I'm allowed to hit you like that?
Yeah, we'll see if I react. I think I'll just go cry.
Honestly?
Yeah, you hit quite hard.
I know, I was.
But you were tired there. You got to be a bit tired.
To be fair, so what happened was...
Got fatigue a bit first.
Yeah, that's really true. So what happened was, I cannot say, you all know, I never hide my love for Luke and Brad and John Maguire. They were fucking awesome. So they went out right. And you never know. Like, Luke isn't the most reliable, but I texted him and I said, like, look, I'll pay you 2 for privates if you come and do some pads and stuff with us. And they were like, no, don't need to pay. No, 100% not taking money from you. No way. We'll come down. You know, brilliant. We want to be part of it. So they're running a camp for 4 days. They're training twice a day for 4 days.
So they're pretty tired as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
This is a Saturday afternoon between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. So we had them for 2 hours. Literally, Luke texted me the night before and he said, I'm Mr. Noodle, pop in for a drink and we'll have a chat about tomorrow. So I popped in the scene on Friday night. And he said, what do you want me to do? I was like, just hold pads, and if people want to spar, just spar and whatever. And I said, are you in Brad? He was like, yeah, of course I am. Yeah, yeah. I was like, right, you're not going to make an example of me, are you? You're not going to fuck me up. I said, I don't mind sparring with you, but I really don't want you to like knock me out or something stupid. They're like, no, don't worry, I won't do that.
That's a yes.
Yeah. But Luke's like, you've got to understand, I'm not a showman. I'm not like John Maguire, you know, so I'm not going to like, you know, whatever. That's all right, don't worry. So, as I say, it was right in the middle of the day between 3 and 5. They'd just eaten. Both came down and they were like, who wants to go first? So, hitting pads. All the people there were about, I had 24 people there. About 8 or 9 people chose to either hit pads with them or spar. And let's show you a bit of. So this is Kelly in pads with Brad, right? She doesn't believe in. Shall I put it on here? She doesn't believe in going like soft. Oh, that might be the one where he runs away. But she digs him. Bang! It's fucking going proper. She's just going fucking full on.
Why not?
Yeah, and then look. So, and he was doing it with a couple of them. He was like putting his hands behind his back and going, go on, hit me on the chin. And like the girls were going, really? It's like, go on, hit me on the chin. And they did. They were like digging him, and then he was pretending to roll over in the sand, and you know, as if he was knocked out. And on the Saturday night, Jamie, our mate Jamie, he's been to all 3 camps that I've done so far. And on Saturday night, I went, "Are you enjoying it, mate?" He went, "Oh, it's fucking awesome." And I said, "Like, you've been to all 3. How does it compare to all the others?" And he went, "Mate, I got to spar with Luke fucking Barnett. What do you think? It's the best ever." And he was just, but they were such good fun. So as I say, 2 hours in the heat of the day. It was 27 degrees. They were in the middle of their own working camp, and they'd come off and pissed about with us like that.
Very good.
Funny thing was, I did Brad. So I trained with Brad. I did a round with Brad, 2.5 minute round with Brad, which ended up with him double legging me and then pretending back for ground and pound. Right. So I've got up, tapped gloves, said, "Thank you, mate." By which time Luke's putting his gloves on, and he's like, "You're in next for me." And I said, "Yeah, it's fine, no worries, just give me a minute." And I was proper wheezing, And he said, "No." He went, "You've got the time it takes me to put the gloves on." I had about 22 seconds rest in between Brad and Luke.
Fitness, you can't have a gap between a 2.5 minute round.
I'm on sand in 27 degrees. But anyway, yeah, that's that. And just a shout out to Brad's company, Rigor 8. Yeah.
Very good. We've got to wrap up, Darren. I've got to go. That was all
really?
I've
got one thing I want you to talk about.
Okay, tell me.
This is especially for you. Have you seen any?
So interested in my opinions.
Have you seen?
No, tell me.
So there's a campaign to end the stigma of obesity. I thought this was perfect for you to talk about.
Can't point at fatty anymore.
Oh dear. A campaign has begun to end the stigma of obesity, as research reveals prejudice about body weight is the UK's most common form of discrimination. In a survey carried out to coincide with World Obesity Day, with 4 out of 5 of those questioned believing people are viewed negatively if they're overweight. What do you think to that?
Yeah, because it says something about you. Like, if you stink,
yeah.
If someone stinks, right, so they don't wash,
yeah.
Does that change your opinion? Do you view them in a certain way? Probably, right?
Yeah.
Because you make assumptions about them, right? You're like, they're certainly not washed, care of themselves, whatever else. Someone's a fat fuck, right?
This is why I got you to do this.
How, like, I'm going to make assumptions. Like, obviously, we got different genetics, right? Some people are harder than others. And, like, I'm not talking like someone's a little bit podgy, awesome, right? Something to grab hold of. But, like, we're talking, like, proper fat fuck. You got to just, it's like, of course I'm going to make an assumption about you, right? Like, it's the obvious discrimination, right? If someone's black, right, you can't draw anything from that to discriminate against. Like, there's nothing there. You can't be like, "Oh, you're black because of certain things." If someone's, if like
bald,
it's like it's just your genetics is the way it is, right? I'm not saying a little bit big because of your genetics. We're talking fat fuckers, right? You gotta like. I look at you, I was like, okay, you're lazy and you've got no discipline. And there's 2 things I respect in life: is people that work hard and are disciplined. So like, yeah, if you don't like being discriminated against, put the fucking Mars bar down. Like, it's not difficult, is it? How many calories do I need a day to survive? This many, right? Have slightly less than that. Just eat less. Put less stuff in your face. It's not hard.
You didn't fail.
So
you lived up to my expectations.
Oh, it's just annoying. People want something but don't want to work for it. If you want to be treated like a healthy, good-looking, slim person, like there's a price to pay. You've got to put down the beef burgers and have a healthier lifestyle. Like everything you buy in a supermarket says how many calories it's got on it. Right? Just add those numbers up. Use your smartphone. Get the calculator out. Right? If it's more than you need, put some of them down. Like. It's harder now, right? You have processed food and stuff, and like stuff is very sugary. But like you wouldn't have had that in nature, right? It'd be really hard to be an obese caveman, right? And it's easier in our society now.
Yeah.
But like it's not even. Obviously, we promote this healthy lifestyle of exercise and whatever else. You don't even need to exercise. Just don't eat as much.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's not fucking. And they're like, our industry is constantly selling the paleo and the Atkins and the high fat and the intermittent fasting and whatever else. And like, we buy into these trends as much as anyone else. But like, fundamentally, the amount of fuel that goes in compared to the amount of fuel you burn. If you exercise, you're going to burn more fuel, so it may make it easier. Can't be fucked. Someone will watch EastEnders all day. Just don't eat as much. It's just annoying. Like, because me and you train with clients and people are like, whinge, it's so hard, it's so hard. It's not fucking hard. It's not.
Yep.
Like,
It's good.
It's not, is it?
No.
Of all the things that like, working in a coal mine is fucking hard, right?
Yeah.
Dealing with, family members passing away, like emotional trauma is fucking hard, or depression or something else, that's fucking hard. Climbing a mountain is fucking hard. Getting in a cage is fucking hard, right? Getting up for your 5 a.m. kettlebell class and like being all chirpy on a day we don't feel like it, that's fucking hard. Putting down a Mars bar is not hard. It's just annoying. I think on this podcast I get to vent because
no intention of stopping.
We train people and we have to be, okay. And I've been a trainer for 7, 8 years now, and like constantly have to hear all this. Oh, I work late, so I ate a cake. It's like, the fuck are you talking about? It's just frustrating. It's like, fuck you. If you want to be treated like a healthy person, be a healthy person. Like, I'd love to like someone that's a little bit of a bodybuilder, right? And they like people look at him a certain way, and they're like, "Ooh, that kind of works out," or whatever, right? Like, I'd love to look like that.
Yeah.
So instead of starting a protest, going, "Treat lanky giraffes like bodybuilders. It's not fair." Blah blah blah. Right? I should just go lift some fucking weights.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be treated a certain way, like. Discrimination, someone's horrible to you because you're short, or horrible to me because I'm tall, or something else, right? It's completely beyond your control. It's like, that's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
If you're fat, just don't be fat. We should stop there.
It's almost like I just dropped a line into the water and you just went perfectly. I didn't tell you any of that. We just completely, I thought that would be best in probably. I think that
people are weak.
Oh, here we go.
No, it's just like,
go on.
Fucking people are so weak.
Extra time.
They're overtime. There's not enough challenges in our society. There's not enough difficult things, right? It's not enough challenges, right? You do like, I'm going to do 10,000 kettlebell swings in a month.
Yeah.
These things, like, you set these challenges for yourself, and then you achieve them, and then you have pride in yourself, and you push yourself when you don't want to, and it gives you discipline, it gives you motivation, right? And I've done the same things in my life. Like, I've made weight for fights and competed and opened a business and had kids and all that shit. And it's like, I've done those things, and it's like, some people have these like cushy little fucking lives where they like get up, mince to work, sit in their comfy car, get out, walk in, take the elevator to their job, sit at a desk all day eating cake that Susan brought in. It's always Susan.
It's always yeah.
And then drive home again, watch TV for 5 hours a day, go on Twitter for 2 hours a day, do sweet fuck all, and then whinge. They're not treated like a healthy person. It's like, fucking do something. Like, we treat people that look healthy differently because you can make assumptions that they're disciplined and hardworking, right? It's not always accurate. I know there's some very disciplined, hard-working fatties out there. But as a general rule, it's so true. It's my piece.
I think it's a draw. We need a penalty shootout. Anything else to say?
I think it's about it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I like. I had a rant on this podcast before, and I had 5 or 6 people send me very rude messages. Well, fuck you. And I'm a caveat that I don't have an addictive personality, not too addictive personality. And I'm sure if you've got an alcohol problem and that's why you're hammering the calories, it's very hard to overcome. But you're still capable of overcoming it. And if you've got an alcohol problem and it means people treat you differently, there's a reason, because you know, you're not. It shows that you've got a problem. That's why people are treating you differently. And if you want to be treated the same, or like a healthy person, become a healthy person. Like, it seems fucking campaign. Why normalise something that's unhealthy? Surely you agree.
I do. I just wanted to hear you rant. I just knew, I knew and was hoping that you'd rant, and you didn't let me down. So that's very good. It's exactly what I wanted. And also, what's the best way to consume 1 calorie?
Point blank coffee.
Point blank cold brew.
Yeah.
1 calorie, give you boost of caffeine, arguably burn some fat.
And I would
Point blank cold brew.
What's been really good for me recently, and obviously different things going to work for different body types. You do your paleo or your carnivore or your mad or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Intermittent fasting or doing some kind of fasting protocol, right? So there's loads of stuff that it drops all cause of mortality by like 30%, like chances of dying, full stop.
Yeah.
So there's lots of health benefits. You're going to consume a lot less calories, but like I would say the main thing is the psychology, right? If once a week you fast for 16 hours or 24 hours, right, you will get used to feeling hungry.
Yeah.
And most people, they think they're going to die and they stop at the petrol station on the way home and buy a cake or a pasty or whatever because, I'm hungry. It's okay to feel hungry.
Yeah.
Like, you won't die if you're hungry. Being hungry is fine.
Yeah.
Like, your body is designed to be hungry for a bit and then you feed it. But we're supposed to feel hungry and then go hunting for hours and then come back and cook the food. And it's like, you're supposed to be hungry for a while. You're not supposed to be like, I'm slightly hungry. Like, and then being hungry is it's a little bit of discomfort.
Yeah.
The same as swinging a kettlebell is a little bit of discomfort.
Yeah.
Doing press-ups is a little bit of discomfort.
I'm getting beat up by 6 or 7 giants.
And sparring is a little bit of discomfort. So like, test yourself, push yourself. Next time you're hungry, be like, okay, I'm going to wait a bit before I feed myself. Or I'm going to try a 16-hour fast or a 12-hour fast if you're new to it, right? And you struggle with low blood sugar or something. And then ramp it up and set little goals for yourself. Like, even if it's fucking easy, where you're just laying the line on the floor and stepping over it. And just, just start small. Right? I have hundreds of stupid goals, right? I have like counters on my phone. I'm trying to do 1,000 chin-ups, or like 500 and something, right? I'm doing 100 hours of leg locks. I'm on like 80 something of that. I'm competing December something in some grappling tournament. So I'm training hard for that. Every week I work on my car. So I do 5 or 6 hours a week working on my car so that it's slowly getting finished. I've almost done that.
Yeah.
And so I got all these things, and they're like constant little goals that I achieve. And it gives me self-worth, self-value, discipline. And they're the things that help you put down the fucking donut. Like, it's not actually that difficult. It's not that complicated. Just do it. Just set yourself some little goals.
I like it.
Yeah. That's it.
And don't have a takeaway. Have Mama Door's kitchen.
Mama Door's kitchen.
Italian food, as you would call it. Yes.
Yeah.
Good area to end on.
Boom.
Quite enjoyed that one.
Coffee, Lisa mattresses,
Figure 8, and Mama Door's kitchen.
Mama Door's kitchen. Boom.